The United States is reopening its borders to Canada and Mexico. Find out when foreign travelers can make their trip back to the States.
And the discussion around COVID-19 booster shots continues this week. Find out more on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening. I'm Doyle D'Angelo.
And I'm Isaiah Sharp. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
The U.S. is lifting its travel restriction to Canada and Mexico starting in November. Tourists, separated families, and many foreign Washington state workers will soon be able to come back to the United States after a 19-month border closure. The Biden administration says this lift will effectively mark the reopening of the United States to travelers and for tourism. All people crossing the border will have to show full proof of vaccination.
The Food and Drug Administration is starting its first stage to determine whether doses of Moderna and Johnson & Johnson should be dispersed. The FDA will convene on Thursday and Friday to discuss who should receive the booster shot and when it should be made available. This meeting will be followed by a similar one next week by the CDC. The process is meant to help bolster public confidence in vaccine safety and effectiveness.
Despite the city of Pullman requesting WSU to extend their employee deadline for COVID-19 vaccination, the university will maintain the October 18th deadline. Pullman Mayor Glenn Johnson said the city couldn't certify all of its employees in time. These are contractors who work on the WSU campus, along with city transit, public works, fire, and police staff. WSU has no jurisdiction to change the deadline, as it was set by Governor Jay Inslee.
The Pullman City Council met last night and discussed if they will consider extending a utility moratorium for the city. The statewide utility moratorium ended on September 30th. According to City Administrator Mike Urban, 505 customers have utility bills that were more than 60 days past due. Those payments that were 60 to 90 days past due totaled over $25,000. No final decisions were made at the meeting, but it does appear the council intends to go back to utility shutoffs eventually. They want to wait until temperatures warm up a bit and they have enough time to extend outreach, making sure members of the community know there are programs and funds available to help with these bills.
The Palouse City Council has appointed City Councilor Tim Severs to be the new official mayor. Tim had been fulfilling the role after former Mayor Chris Cook resigned on short notice late September. Cook's resignation came just after the city administrator had also resigned. Considering only the mayor can appoint a new city administrator, the council felt they had to appoint a mayor quickly. This would allow the council to proceed with business.
Washington State University is celebrating its grand opening of the Undocumented Student Center, which takes place tomorrow, October 14th. All students and faculty and staff are invited to attend the event, which will take place from 5 to 7 p.m. in the center's new home in room 421 of the Compton Union Building. The event is also a fundraiser for the center, which will use the funds to support undocumented students through programming and direct financial support.
All right. As we enter into the fall season, the WSU Recreation Center has some festivities for students and members. At the WSU Student Recreation Center, the pool has set up an aqua patch. That's right, there are about 200 pumpkins floating around in the pool. Students and members of the rec center are able to jump in the pool and pick out a pumpkin for themselves, or if you don't want to get wet, you can ask one of the lifeguards or staff to grab one for you. Once you're satisfied with your pick, you are welcome to head over to the rec lounge where they have carving and painting tables for your pumpkin. This is a first come first serve event, so once they run out, they're out. This event starts at 5, so there's no pre-registration required. Just bring your swimsuit and pick out your pumpkin. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. All right, you're looking at the city of Pullman this morning, and that's right, it's snowing.
Yes, many of us woke up to the city's first snowfall of the season, and I can say it was definitely a chilly walk to campus today.
Coming up after the break, Jacoby Wright is going to tell us how long this weather is going to stick around.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. Many of us dug our coats out of the closet this morning. We're going to get right into the weather with Jacoby Wright to see if we're going to need to wear a jacket from here on out.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for introducing me. So for those of you that did not have your head in the gutter this morning, it was snowing, and it was very cold, so that means both my big toes have been cold. Let's go ahead and get right into this weather report. You will see that today's high was about 41, and today's low is going to be 27 degrees, so my big toes will be falling off tonight. As you can see, tomorrow's forecast, it is going to be a high of 49 and a low of 33. Let's go ahead and get into our state map. Come on, y'all. Thank you. As you can see, state map. As you can see that in Olympia, it was about 56 degrees today with a low of 43, and in Seattle, it was about 53 and a low of 44. And then if we look at the middle of the state, you will see that in Yakima, it was about 58. In the Tri-Cities, it was about 60. I don't know why we don't get that kind of weather around here. And then in Spokane on the east side, it was about 42. And in Pullman, 41. And of course, it's going to be 27. I don't understand. That's crazy. So as we look into our 5-day forecast, I am going to actually move out of the way so you guys can see this. On tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be about 49 degrees as our high and 33 as our low. Friday, 57 and 37 as our low. 65 on Saturday. So for those of you that are planning to go to the football game, you guys will have fun. And then as you can see, the rest of the week is going to stay a little bit warm. So I'm going to send it back over to the desk to Double D's and Pastor Sharp.
Jacoby, thank you for that phenomenal weather report. To help combat this cold weather, Pullman Child Welfare is starting its annual coat drive. The local nonprofit is collecting new or gently used coats for the winter months ahead. The coat drive lasts through December 1st. Coats can be dropped off at Pullman's Walmart, Neal's Flower and Gifts, Umpqua Bank, Washington Trust Bank, Dismore's, Pullman Building Supply, and 4-Star Supply. The Pullman Disposal Service has taken to Twitter, announcing some important reminders and notices. PDS has reminded the WSU community that inside furniture does not belong outside, and if a tenant needs to get rid of furniture, they can call or email PDS for a removal fee. They also mentioned to roll out your garbage cans on the curb by 7 a.m. of your collection day. Lastly, PDS is selling, quote, bin buddies, straps you can apply to your roll cart to keep the lid from blowing open on windy days. The last Pullman Farmers Market of the season is happening right now at the Brailsford WSU Visitor Center. The event will start at 3:30. And Doyle, if you could tell the rest of this story. More details about the upcoming Pullman Winter Market will be made available soon. All right. The Seattle Kraken played their first game of the season in Vegas last night. Stick around to hear how that matchup went. And we've got some WSU esports coverage coming up right after the break.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Hey, thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
I'm Jackson Scarab, and I'm here with your sports for today. The Seattle Kraken took on the Vegas Golden Knights in their first game of the season. In the first 6 minutes and 36 seconds of the match, 2 goals were already scored by the Golden Knights. The Kraken found their stride, tying things up in the second half 3-3. Unfortunately, the Krakens ended the score 4-3 with a victory for the Vegas Golden Knights. The Washington State University Valorant Gray team played against Niner White Esports this last weekend. For the viewers at home that don't know what Valorant is, it is a 5 versus 5 first-person shooter where each team takes turns attacking and defending each side of their map. The score for the Cougs ended 2-1 for a win with Niner Esports. The Gray team played their hearts out, nearly taking home a win, but the third map had some unfamiliarity, leading to a loss. Taking a look forward at WSU versus Stanford game, I'm pretty excited for this game this Saturday. The series with Stanford is 29 wins, 40 losses, and 1 draw. But we have won our last 4 meetings, including a 49-22 victory in Pullman. I have a pretty good feeling the Cougs are in their heads right now. Looking forward at the sports coming up this Friday, the cross-country team competing in the Nuttycombe Invitational at 10 a.m. The women's golf is playing against Stanford this Friday. WC swimming is against Arizona at 9:30 a.m. Volleyball is at Oregon State at 6 p.m. Lastly, we have our soccer at 7 p.m. against Arizona State. After Russell Wilson's injury last Thursday against the Rams, his starting streak of 149 straight games with the Seahawks has come to an end. Wilson is expected to be out at least 3 games, and Geno Smith will be taking over this Sunday in Pittsburgh. Smith will become the Seahawks' 23rd starting QB and Seattle's 46th season in the NFL.
In a rare occurrence, the Northern Lights were visible in Pullman last night.
Yeah, and some students, even our Murrow News 8 reporter Jackson Scarron, went out and snapped some awesome pictures. Stick around for more information just after the break.
Months.
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
Years.
I'd like to give you this.
A lifetime. Can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
The Northern Lights, also called the Aurora Borealis, made an appearance in Pullman. The light show illuminated eastern and western Washington last night. The bright lights resulted from a geomagnetic storm that went from late Monday night until Tuesday morning. The storm is a result of a region on the sun exploding, which produced a solar flare, according to spaceweather.com.
Also in other space news, it was one small step for man and one giant trip for Captain Kirk. The famous Star Trek actor William Shatner became the oldest person to ride a rocket after his trip with Blue Origin Flight Company. The flight's company owner, Jeffrey Bezos, is a huge Star Trek fan and let Shatner ride for free on one of his commercial flights. This is the second successful launch for Bezos that Bezos has had, as the passengers, started in 2019.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a good night.